Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and over the course of the past 10 years, I have fallen madly, deeply in love with Netflix. I remember when they first announced it. I remember when I first got it on my Xbox 360 when I was watching it in glorious 720p. And I remember watching, like, they had, what was it, the Legend of Zelda animated series was on there the very first time it went on the Xbox. They also had the Dana Carvey show, which has had very young Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell were both players on that show. Like, I loved it. And now, 10 years later, Netflix is an absolute staple of the entertainment industry. It has done away with romanticizing the cinema, which for a person like me who loves going to the movies, it's kind of a hit or miss, but it's given us the ability to have on-demand entertainment in our home any time of day and on our phone and on our tablet. I mean, I used to work at my theater and I would sit in the box office and use our Wi-Fi and log in and watch Netflix on my iPad. Like you could watch it literally anywhere. And they know this. And they love giving it to us. I mean, shit, they spent $6 billion of content last year. But there's one problem that they've had, and that is the rating system. To them, the 5-star rating system has not worked out as well as they wanted to. And to be fair, the 5-star rating system is a really kind of defunct system anyway. People don't want 5 stars. People don't want that because, in my mind, I think it provides them with a dilemma. Like, they get stuck trying to determine what to rate something. Ooh, is it a 4? Is it a 5? Is it a 3? I mean, I liked this, I liked that. I didn't really care for this, but did that impact my overall enjoyment of the property? Also, was the quality good? I don't know. Like, there's no defining factors there. It becomes this very confusing process and one that we get caught up in. In fact, one of the reasons why I think that Rotten Tomatoes is so well regarded in that fact is because it does take away people's need to think about it. They go, oh, what's Rotten Tomatoes say? Oh, I got a 73. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Ooh, it's like 55. I don't know about that one. But if you go and you look at like the top scores, either plus or negative, it's just a summarization. And a lot of times it's not even necessarily about the quality of the film. It's a summary of what that particular author has to say about it, which I do believe falls more in line with the enjoyment factor over quality. And that is essentially the problem that Netflix is having. According to CPO Neil Hunt, he says that people subconsciously try to be critics when they rate a movie or show from 1 to 5 stars. They fall into trying to objectify and assess the quality instead of basing the stars on how much enjoyment they got, which is something I previously said. So they give an example. They say here, let's say you had fun watching a crappy movie but still gave it a 2-star rating because you know it's not a good film. That presents Netflix with the problem. The system thinks you hated the movie, right? Kind of in the previous video I talked about how people are rating Amy Schumer's newest comedy special 1 star, and she's out there arguing, oh, that it's trolls that are doing it. When in fact, it's probably a number of people who watched it and didn't laugh at it, didn't find it funny, and so they rated it 1 star, not because the quality of the product maybe isn't good, but their enjoyment wasn't there. And that again is where these ratings tend to come more into play. But people do get stuck in between trying to assess all of it. And then some people also want to just assess one part of it, and there's no real way of knowing one way or the other. So Netflix is trying something new. They're going to get rid of the rating system. They're going to do away with it completely, and they're going to go Siskel Ebert style. Up or down. That is it. Up or down. You can like it, you can dislike it. You can't really go side like this and go, whatever. You're basically fucking Julius Caesar or Caesar from Gladiator. And that's how they're going to determine it. And that is, to me, that feels like a better approach to it, to be honest with you. It removes the stress that comes from deciding what to rate something, because most people would either go to the default 1 or the default 5. That's it. The in-betweens are rare because that requires you to think about it and you're kind of coming at it from a gut reaction. Like, not everyone is a critic. Not everyone is going to look at something the same way. I mean, even when I review movies, I more or less talk about my enjoyment of the film, whether I would recommend that to other people, and everything else. I tend to focus on more of what I like versus what I don't like. One of the reasons why I feel like I have people always tell me I like too much. Well, that's because I look for the enjoyment in things, and that's where I come from. That's my starting position is what did I like? And so when I rate something, I tend to kind of come to that emotional level, which is one of the reasons why you should never let me ever fucking review anything on a 5-star rating, because it's not going to be as accurate as other people, or it's not going to be based on the same criteria. And yes, very much like Rotten Tomatoes, it's meant to be an aggregate of what people have said as a result, but still kind of fine-tuning the process of it is where we currently find ourselves. And so what it's going to do is they've been kind of rolling this out as it is, right? They've been kind of doing away with the 5 stars and rolling out the thumbs up, thumbs down, and they've had a 200% increase in ratings from users who are given the option. And the reason why is because, again, it goes back to that to what I said before. It's either the 1 star or the 5 stars. There's no real in between, because people are very much like Siths in that regard. We pretty much only deal in absolutes when it comes to this thing. And a lot of the reason is because when we're recommending something to a friend or we're reading a review online, we want to know, is it good or is it shit? That's all we care about. Whatever's in between is left to our own devices, our own mind, our own perception of things. But when it comes to rating something like this, it is for the best to give the thumbs up or thumbs down, because that would actually showcase to many people, oh, they liked it or they didn't like it. And then it takes away the confusion of trying to rate, a 3-star. Because I've actually gone on Netflix before and been looking around and come across something that's a 3-star, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like a 3-star. And that, again, that plays into the whole aspect of it too, where people will avoid something that is like less than 4 stars. Look at the way video games are treated, right? Anything less than a 7 is considered shit. Even though the standard 1 through 10, a 7 is still pretty good, right? It's better than average, but we don't look at it as that. We've kind of treated 7s as the average, or the low average, 8 being the middle ground average, 9s and 10s being, is good shit. All right, but even then, a lot of that is based on emotional response versus quality. So, yeah, user reviews are good if you're able to read through them and people break down their points bit by bit. But most people, again, just look at the star rating and go, okay, that's what I'm going to choose to base my purchase off of. And that's a problem. So the thumbs up or thumbs down, in my opinion, is the best course of action moving forward for Netflix. And it might actually change how we view some of the stuff on there. And it might actually open up our viewing library if we're just looking at some stuff people recommended versus some stuff they threw out. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think this is a good thing, a bad thing? Do you give a fuck at all? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Mundane Matt. If you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. Check back often for content from me, pretty much daily. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.